Freddy Krueger is trapped in hell because the new generation of teenagers in Springwood don't know about his existence. Freddy is angry because he can't return if no one remembers or fears him. So he had an idea to search the corners of hell for a man who would make them remember, a man who would scare people. Then we see a girl bathing in the lake. Upon hearing a noise, the girl gets scared and runs away. Then she sees a shadow coming towards her. She flees into the woods but falls down. Jason Voorhees kills her. Freddy pretends to be Jason's mother, entering his dreams to incite him to go to Elm Street to kill, and then revives him. And so it begins. Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I am going to recap the movie. On 1428 Elm Street, we meet Laurie Campbell. Laurie and her friends Kia and Gib are at home chatting casually. Jason arrives at the house. Blake and Trey, friends of Kia and Gib, also arrive. Later, the lights go out. Trey and Gib go to Laurie's room to have sex. Blake goes to get beers and realizes the back door was open. After having sex, Gib goes to shower. Meanwhile, Jason kills Trey. Gib realizes it, and everyone runs out of the house calling for help. The police arrive and murmur that the murder happened on Elm Street, so they assume it could be Freddy.
Hey, don't even say that son of a bitch's name out loud.
The officers take the friends to the police station. Laurie asks Officer Stubbs why the other officers were asking strange questions about her dreams. The officer doesn't know anything because he has just arrived in town. Laurie tries to remember the name the officers were murmuring before. She remembers it. And upon remembering, she starts dreaming and meets a girl who says,
"He's coming back. Soon he'll be strong enough."
Freddy scares Laurie in her dreams, allowing her to have some of his powers back. Meanwhile, at Blake's house, Blake promises to catch Freddy since he also heard the name from the officers. But then Freddy tries to kill him in his dreams. Freddy doesn't have enough power yet to kill him, so he lets Jason do it. In the Weston Hills Asylum, Will Rollins, Laurie's ex-boyfriend, learns from the news that there was a homicide at Laurie's house, so he wants to go see if she's okay. His friend Mark doesn't want to go because he says he doesn't want to dream weird things there again. Will is there because he saw Laurie's father kill his wife, although the doctors tell him it didn't happen that way. Later that night, Mark acts crazy, and the guard sedates Mark, but it was all a plan to take the keys from the guard and escape. After that, Laurie starts having nightmares with Freddy. The officer tells the father that Laurie's ex-boyfriend escaped from the asylum.
No se preocupe, los encontraremos.
Laurie goes to school, and her friends tell her that Blake also died. Kia says the police blame Blake for all the deaths. The police made up that Blake was on drugs and killed his friend and his dad, and then committed suicide. Laurie tells her friends that she's been having nightmares about a man named Freddy. Then Mark arrives and tells them who Freddy is.
Who is he?
He's a child murderer that some parents from around here burned alive.
Will arrives, and Laurie is happy to see him since she hadn't heard from him in months. But she passes out. In the infirmary, Kia also starts dreaming about Freddy. Will gets angry at Mark for telling Laurie those things, and then the police find them and they run away. Mark tries to find information about Freddy Krueger, but he doesn't find anything about him. Mark concludes that the inhabitants of Springwood erased all information about Freddy and sent those who remembered him to a psychiatric hospital so that others wouldn't know about him. Mark realizes that he ruined the city's plan, and now Freddy will make everyone dream about him.
Fuck! This fucker's gonna spread like the plague, man. Kids are gonna start falling asleep.
Mark tells Will to leave the city, but Will wants to make sure Laurie is okay. Later, at a party, Jason attacks. Laurie, Gib, and Kia are there. Will goes to look for Laurie. Will tells her that he was in a psychiatric hospital. Kia interrupts them, and then Gib starts dreaming about Trey dead. Gib follows Trey to a barn where she meets Freddy. Freddy plays with her, scaring her in the dream. While she's asleep, a guy tries to take advantage of her. Freddy is about to kill her, but Jason steals the kill, angering Freddy. Then Jason kills one of the guys who are smoking weed. The other tries to burn him, but Jason chases him covered in flames, burning the entire cornfield. The guy reaches the party, and Jason throws his machete at him. Everyone runs away from the party scared, and Jason kills anyone who gets in his way. Lori, Will, Kia, and others manage to escape. Will tells Lori that he saw her father kill her mother.
Oh, my mom died in a car accident.
The father arrives, and Will tries to prevent Lori from staying with her father. Lori angrily goes to her house. She asks her father for proof about her mother's death.
Show me a death certificate. Show me an autopsy report.
The father never told Lori that Will was in the hospital. The father wants to give Lori sleeping pills. Lori flees the house through her bedroom window. On the way, she meets Will. Lori and Will go to Mark's to learn more about Freddy. But at that moment, Mark starts dreaming about Freddy. Freddy tortures Mark. Will and Lori arrive at Mark's house. Freddy burns a message on Mark's back that says, "Message for me, will ya?" Officer Stubbs tells his superior that he knows who the killer is, referring to Jason, but the officer thinks it's Freddy. After that, the next day, Will, Lori, Kia, and two classmates, Freeberg and Linderman, meet up. Will tells them that Freddy is chasing them, although Freeberg isn't afraid of Freddy, but of Jason. Officer Stubbs arrives and tells them the legend of Jason.
The legend has it that Jason kept returning from his grave to punish whoever returned to the camp.
With the little they know about both killers, they decipher Freddy's original plan. Lori falls asleep and dreams that her father kisses her. And then Freddy. Her friends wake her up, and Lori brought Freddy's ear into the real world. Will says that in the hospital, he and Mark took something called Hypnosil to suppress dreams. So Will takes them to the psychiatric hospital to look for the pills. Jason arrives and kills the guard. The others enter a room where they keep people in a coma so they don't dream about Freddy. Then the weed-smoking guy sees Freddy in the form of a bug smoking. The bug gets inside him and starts throwing the pills. Jason arrives and kills the officer. Linderman runs out. Freeberg, possessed, looks for tranquilizer. Jason goes after the others. They flee while possessed Freeberg injects Jason with the tranquilizer. But Jason manages to cut him. Jason enters the dream world, and Freddy takes the opportunity to fight him. So the epic battle begins. Jason cuts off Freddy's two arms. Freddy regenerates himself, and he uses his powers against Jason, impaling him with the machete. Jason tries to attack him, but he can't overcome Freddy's power. But Jason got tired of playing, so he gets up and attacks Freddy. Freddy realizes that Jason is afraid of water, so he makes it rain. Meanwhile, the others take Jason to Camp Crystal Lake as part of Lori's plan to return him to his home, so he'll lose interest in pursuing them in case he defeats Krueger. Scared, Jason turns into a child. Freddy tortures him more and goes into Jason's deepest memories. Lori falls asleep to bring Freddy into the real world. In the dream, Lori sees young Jason being bullied. There she meets Freddy. In the real world, they no longer have any tranquilizers to sedate Jason. Lori tries to help Jason, but Freddy prevents it. In the real world, Jason is drowning, so Kia is about to give him mouth-to-mouth until Jason wakes up. Startled, Will overturns the car. Freddy is angry with Lori. Lori grabs him to bring him into the real world, but she can't wake up. Freddy tortures Lori and shows her that he was the one who killed her mother.
It was you.
Will tries to wake Lori, but Jason is on his way. Freddy is about to kill Lori. Jason enters and spills gasoline, setting the place on fire. He hits Kia. Linderman attacks Jason. Jason injures him. Lori's arm falls into the fire, which makes her wake up, bringing Freddy with her into the real world. So the second round begins, Freddy versus Jason. Here Freddy can't use his powers, so Jason beats him badly. Linderman tells Kia to go get help to save herself, and he dies. Lori, Will, and Kia come across Freddy. Kia provokes Freddy to attack her so Laurie and Will can save themselves.
Kia mốc Freddy.
What kind of it runs around in a Christmas sweater?
Jason arrives and kills Kia. So Freddy and Jason keep fighting. For revenge, Laurie wants to stay and kill Freddy.
I am not leaving until I see him die.
Freddy can't beat Jason, so he attacks him with gas tanks. He throws everything at him to kill him, but the fool Freddy falls. Freddy and Jason continue fighting until they reach the dock. There, Jason is about to kill Freddy, but Freddy cuts off his fingers. Laurie and Will douse the dock with gasoline. Freddy counterattacks. He stabs Jason mercilessly, but Laurie burns the dock. Jason takes the opportunity to hurt him. Freddy impales him with the machete, and then everything explodes. Laurie and Will are still alive, but Freddy is too, until Jason arrives and, with Freddy's claws, stabs him. Laurie grabs the machete and cuts off his head. Freddy and Jason die in the lake. Or maybe not. In the end, Jason emerges from the lake, with Freddy's head winking an eye. And that's how the movie ends.